Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
I thought it was a tornado the way it looked because it was just going swirling.
That thing was a cloud of dark smoke, oil burning off into the North Dakota sky. It's a scene that's becoming all too common. We begin tonight with the latest news surrounding yet another train derailment and fire in North Dakota. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
Rural fire crews are still on the scene. We're being told, though, that the fires are now out. 10 tanker cars went off the track, 6 of them on fire. It happened around 7:30 this morning near Heimdall. That's located a little more than an hour southeast of Minot. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric has been covering this story from there, and he joins us with the details.
Another train derailment, another city, and another group of residents displaced.
You have to evacuate right now. And I asked him, what about my dog? He said, oh, he'll be okay. So, hope he's doing fine.
Jennifer Willis took these photos of the carnage this morning. She said you could feel the heat for some distance and hear explosions every so often. While Willis said she wasn't too afraid of the situation, Congressman Kevin Kramer says more needs done to ensure people feel safe.
You know, assuring them that they're safe is one thing. Them feeling safe is quite another. We need people to feel safe. Now, there's no way to prevent 100%. That's not going to happen. That said, we need to do everything we can to prevent these kinds of accidents, then do everything we can to mitigate them should they happen, and then, of course, make sure our first responders are well-equipped and well-trained and prepared to respond.
Emergency officials aren't sure how long the blaze is going to burn for, but say it's going to take quite a while for the cleanup. Reporting in Wells County, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Residents of Heimdall and those living in nearby farms remain evacuated, about 40 in all. So far, nobody has been hurt.
Train derailments are not new to the valley. Some areas like Castleton have seen 2 in the last year.
And a Castleton family is still dealing with the effects long after the November 13th derailment that happened on their property.
Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop spoke with the family on how today's derailment brings them deja vu.
It is so scary when that happens, thinking that you have to run for your life.
Brandy Pyle, her husband, and 4 children live along the railroad tracks in their 125-year-old farmhouse. The large fireball still imprinted in her mind from the December 2013 oil train derailment. It happened just a half mile from her daughter's bedroom window.
But it is sheer terror of not knowing what's going to happen and what to do or even how to get out of there.
Pyle says between Castleton and Wheatland there have been 7 derailments over the years, the most recent being in November when empty rail cars and lumber spilled onto their farmland. Pyle says she would love to see more pipelines, adding that her family is still trying to move on.
Kind of one of those things we know that has happened, and kind of educate our kids of train safety, especially when you're out in the yard. We don't go too close, and when the train goes by you just kind of sit and wait, and then you can go get the softball or golf ball or whatever you're kind of waiting for.
The Pyle family has taken some farmland out of production this year. Brandy says the derailments are always in the back of her mind, but she is never going to let them force her from her home.
It's not a possibility. You can't move the farm. You can't move the history. This is what we do, and we'll survive. I think other people are crazy to live where they choose to live. So you learn to accept what's surrounding you and just be vigilant of all the possibilities.
In Castleton, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
And the Pyle family is still working with BNSF on trying to reach a settlement for the damage done to their property.
Crude oil prices are going up again, resulting in higher gas prices around the nation. The price for a barrel of crude oil traded above $60 yesterday. That's the first time it's happened this year. GasBuddy.com reports the national average for a gallon of gas is around $2.65, the highest it's been in 6 months. Oil prices fell to below $45 a barrel earlier this year, leading to low gas prices, but also job cuts in the oil sector and cuts to a number of drilling rigs operating in western North Dakota. Experts say the recent hikes may be a sign the oil market is stabilizing.
When it's this dry out there, a little rain is better than no rain at all. We'll take all we can get. Let's head over to Hutch Johnson to see if there's more moisture in tonight's forecast. Hutch?
Mike, thank you very much. We have east winds and southeast winds across the valley, and the rain has been on and off throughout the day. But we see the movement of that rain pushing to the north. Here's a look at Wells County where the derailment happened. The east winds pushing the smoke and flames to the north and to the west. And also the rain is washing a lot of that particulate matter out of the skies and back onto the ground. Could be a problem. Keep an eye on the skies tonight. Most of heavy rain pushing up toward the Highway 2 corridor, but look at out west, some thunder showers forming there. For us, passing showers will continue into the evening with temperatures that will stay in the 60s for most of the evening. I'll have details on how long the rain sticks around. There is definitely more on the way. Details in a few minutes.
My yard appreciates it. Thanks.
A frustrating day for many around the valley after several power outages today. And Xcel Energy is saying about 4,000 people were without power. Traffic lights were out in several areas, including 25th and 10th Streets, but they're now back on. Valley News Team's May6th is live where this all started to give us the latest. May6th?
For some people living near the Cass County Courthouse. Now, some of those homes in this area were without power for 5 hours. Firefighters say they were called out here around 2nd Avenue South when a power pole caught fire. They say part of it was collapsed when they got here, and so that's when crews quickly closed off the roads, a block in each direction. But those roads have since been reopened.
We called in another truck to come and help too, with all the sidewalks and side streets. It was a lot of people, a lot of the public were walking around, and we want to make sure they didn't accidentally walk through the area.
Now, Xcel Power Company says they're pointing to the dry conditions that we have as the cause of this fire. They say a little rain with an arc from the power lines can cause a spark, which led to the fire on the power pole. Now, Xcel says this isn't the first time they've had to deal with a power outage like this. They've had to put out at least 15 or deal with 15 power outages just this year. Stephanie?
All right, Macy, thank you. And we'll bring you the latest on this story as it develops and have updates on valleynewslive.com.
Current fire emergency and burn ban that was issued for the county of Grand Forks was lifted today as the conditions have improved with the current rainfall that has come into the region. However, the sheriff there, Robert Rost of Grand Forks, says if conditions again become dry, humidity drops or winds increases, the burn ban will be reinstated.
A missing Bismarck teenager is back with her family today after having been missing since Saturday. Bismarck police confirmed early this morning that Akira Morin has been located. Akira's father also says that authorities found her boyfriend, who was reportedly traveling with her. No other details are being released at this point.
An autopsy is completed for the University of North Dakota student Alex Davis. According to the Grand Forks County Coroner's Office, Davis died from a fentanyl overdose. The 22-year-old was found unresponsive on Saturday, April 4th. Now, according to police, Davis lived for several hours after being rushed to Altru Hospital. A neighbor says he does not believe there were any major parties in that home Friday night into Saturday morning. Davis was a visual arts student at UND.
Today, Governor Mark Dayton released the findings of the state's annual drinking water report. That report shows nitrate levels in drinking water supplies are of increasing concern in Minnesota. Elevated levels of nitrate, which can lead to blue baby syndrome and other adverse human health effects, have caused an increasing number of Minnesota communities to install expensive nitrate treatment systems to ensure their water supplies are safe to drink. For more information about the health risks associated with elevated levels of nitrate in your drinking water, we have information on our website. Head to valleynewslive.com and then click on the hot button.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, some ideas for a ladies' weekend getaway.
Soggy showers continue to pass throughout the valley. More rain is in store. If you haven't gotten what you want in your rain gauge, good news is ahead. I'll have details right after this.
You're